Hey, what's up, everybody? For your fix of fitness, health, life, and laughs, you know where it's at. That's right, it's at the Poecast with your host, yours truly, Adam Pullman.
Hello and welcome to the Poecast. This is the show where all of your health, fitness, and nutrition questions are answered by your host and fitness coach, Adam Pullman. In today's episode, we're talking about muscle loss. How long does it take to lose muscle that you've built if you're kind of just not really working out that much or working out that consistently? So make sure you tune in to this episode for more on that to make sure that you're not losing the progress and results that you have built up to this point. Guys, before we get into this, I want to remind you that this question or this episode, oh my gosh, both of those are not what I'm trying to say. This podcast is listener driven. So I answer your questions on here. So if you have a question that you would like to have answered, you can send that in on Instagram. My handle is Adam_PullmanFit. You can go to my story on Saturdays and you'll see a question box that says ask me a question. That is your green light to submit as many health, fitness, and nutrition questions as you would like. So go ahead and do that there. I will answer them shortly there on the story and then in detail here on the show like I am with this question today. Speaking of Instagram, I would really love to get to 10,000 followers, not because I want more followers, but because I really want that swipe up feature on Instagram. So when I have like a link to something, like someone asked me what air fryer I had and I couldn't, do the stupid swipe up link. So I just had to put the link on there. And no one is going to be able to copy and paste that, or just no one wants to enter that in as they type on the computer and look at their phone. That's a pain. So that swipe up feature would be pretty cool and would help you guys out a lot. So if you know people that could benefit from my Instagram and the content I put on there, would you just do me a solid and share stuff on there, comment on more things? So that more people find my profile, can follow it. That way we can all benefit from this swipe up feature, because that's all I want is that swipe up feature. I know it would make my life easier and it would help you guys out a ton when talking about things that I use, things that could help you out with your health and fitness, all that good stuff. All right. Speaking of your help, another thing, if you enjoy this episode or this show in general, and you haven't yet, would you please leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts? Not only will that review help me out and help more people get access to this show and find this show, but it will also enter you to win a Mir product from me. So throughout the month of June, I'm going to be taking and submitting or collecting those reviews on Apple Podcasts, and 3 winners will be selected at the end of the month to pick their own Mir product that's on me. I'll purchase it for you. So go to Apple Podcasts, leave a rating and review. The review part is super important, because if you just leave a rating, like a 5-star rating, if you just do that, it's not going to show up on my end. So I'll be able to see, I'll be able to collect your username when you actually leave a review, like a written part in addition to the rating. And that's how you can get entered to win that. That would be a massive, massive help. And make sure you're honest and authentic too with your review. If you haven't listened to the show and this is your first time, listen to a couple episodes or listen to this one and share your true thoughts. All right. I don't want to see any like fake reviews on there. Just because you want a product. The product absolutely is an incentive or the giveaway. There's no doubt about that. But I also want to make sure that the reviews are genuine, because I need to know if it's actually a good show or not. If people are just pumping it up with reviews that aren't accurate, and there's something that could be improved about what I'm doing, that wouldn't help me out and that wouldn't help you out. So make sure you're honest with how you feel about it. Obviously, if you have a major issue with it, try not to rip it apart there. Just let me know. But do make sure that what you're saying on there is actually how you feel and is genuine and authentic. That would be great. Next, speaking of Mir, Mir is an affiliate of mine. So I work with Mir and have a great discount for you guys on their products, which are amazing. If you go to MIR.com and use the code AdamPullman20, that will get you 20% off at checkout, which is an awesome discount. And then that kickback, that 10% of that sale will go to me, except I will give all of that 10% to a charity or cause that is selected for that month. I make my income and my living off of the people that I coach and serving them well, not off of these affiliation 10% things. So it'd be cool to be able to give that to a charity or a cause that we all believe in. So that's how you go ahead and get that discount. A lot of their products, well, all their products are amazing. But the one that I always talk about is that coffee canister. I've also been using the Camp Cup a lot. It's a super simple mug that's not like, I don't know, it's not like big and bulky like a Yeti one is. It's just simple like a normal house mug. But it has that cap on it, and it keeps the coffee warm, or hot, I should say, for so freaking long. I don't really understand how they do it, to be honest with you. But I love it. It's really, really nice, and I've used that a lot. That's something on there that you could get for yourself with that 20% off discount, or for a family member, someone that's got a birthday, something like that. The other affiliate that we have is Magic Spoon. So this is a low-carb, gluten-free, high-protein cereal that is absolutely freaking delicious. Great way to satisfy your sweet tooth, satisfy the cravings that you have, and get some high-quality whey protein in there as well. And it legitimately tastes like the kids' cereal that you grew up with, especially the fruity. Tastes like Fruit Loops. I almost refuse to get anything else because the fruity is so freaking good. You know how it is with like ice cream? I was actually having this conversation with my parents when I was visiting them this last weekend, and we got ice cream. This place that we went to serves some freaking weird flavors. And I'm like, man, it's ice cream. Just stick to the originals and be better than someone else at the originals. I don't want some ice cream that tastes like a new IPA beer that New Belgium made. That's disgusting. Stick to the original flavors and be better than your competition at it. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to ice cream, I don't really want to like try something new because I know how much I like that ice cream. With other stuff, like other foods, I will try anything new. But ice cream, I want it to be so good, so I just stick to what I know. That's kind of how I am with Magic Spoon right now. It's like, I really like the fruity and the blueberry. I really like it, so I'm going to keep getting that. Maybe I'll venture out here. People say that the peanut butter and the chocolate mixed together is really good, so maybe I need to try that. But anyway, to get $5 off, or which I believe is actually free shipping, use the code PullmanFit at checkout. So that's at magicspoon.com. Use the code PullmanFit at checkout, and 20% of that sale will go to me, which will then go to a charity or cause for that month. All right, so that's how you go ahead and get those discounts so you guys can get the stuff that is amazing out there. Lastly, if you are not a part of our private Facebook group, you are someone that is wanting to learn more to improve your health and fitness. You feel like you're doing what you should be doing, but you're just not seeing the results that you want to. Go ahead and send me an email or a message on Instagram and say, hey, I would love to be a part of that private Facebook group, and I'll send you a link so you can get in there. Lastly, if you, I know I said lastly twice, but this legitimately is the last one. If you want some more free resources, free guides, free articles, go ahead and get those absolutely free at pullmanfitness.com/free. That's POEHLMANN fitness.com/free. All right, this episode's question is, on average, how long does it take to start losing muscle if not lifting consistently? Great question. So this is one of those things that a lot of people get hung up on and focus on way too much, but it's totally understandable, right? We're consistently working out, we're hitting our nutrition goals, and then we have vacation or camping or just a really crappy week, and life gets in the way and we don't do those things. And we think, oh my gosh, I am losing everything that I have built and made up to this point. But that's just not true. What I like to tell people is, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks off isn't going to derail your progress, just like 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks on isn't going to make all your progress. All right. Especially when it comes to muscle loss. Now, the muscle loss is really going to change depending on a lot of different factors, but I'm just going to give a straightforward answer and then dive into it. So on average, and this is a big time on average, it's about 2 weeks. Okay. However, this changes drastically depending on a few things. One of those being your training age, meaning how long have you been lifting weights? How long have you been exercising? How long have you been resistance training? All of that stuff. For example, someone that's a brand new beginner to lifting weights is going to lose muscle when they have an extended period of time off much quicker than I would. My body I've been resistance training since I was in high school. So I've been doing it for quite some time. If I take 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks off, my muscle loss is going to be extremely minimal because it's kind of like a default. It's what my body knows. Not only that, but it's going to bounce back really quick when I get back into it. So if you're someone that's been training even for a couple of years, you don't have much to worry about. You're not going to lose muscle that fast. So your training age is going to be a very, very big factor. Another one is your nutrition. So if you're eating enough protein, you're not starving yourself, you're eating a decent amount of calories, you're getting what your body needs to feel and perform well throughout the day, even if you're not exercising, the rate at which you lose muscle is going to be a lot slower. But the protein one is going to be huge. And a general recommendation is anywhere from 0.6 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. But if you know your fat-free mass, I think it's better to get a little bit more specific and say 1.1 to 1.4 grams of protein per pound of fat-free mass, which is the mass in your body that is not fat. And the reason I say that is just because I don't want someone that's overweight or obese to feel like, wow, I need anywhere from 0.6 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. That's a lot. That's 350 grams of protein, whatever. You don't need that. You don't need that. So it's better to base it off of your fat-free mass if you know that, okay? But if you want to go off of the pounds of total body weight, 0.6 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, just use a general guideline of, okay, if I'm more overweight or obese, I'm going to go towards that lower end. And if I'm a lot leaner, I'm going to go towards that higher end, okay? But then again, if you know your fat-free mass, use 1.1 to 1.4 there to determine that. So if your protein intake is in that range, you should be more than fine, and your rate of muscle loss is going to be a lot slower. The third thing that it's going to depend on is your activity. And you might be thinking, well, I'm not lifting consistently, so there is no activity. But that might not be the case. You might still be walking, moving, all that good stuff. If you have some sort of activity, your muscle loss is going to be a lot slower than if you were just bedridden for, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time and not moving whatsoever. And this is one thing I like to mention, because a lot of people will say, well, I haven't been lifting consistently. I can't get into the gym, so I'm just not doing anything. But if you brought some bands with you, a suspension trainer with you when you have an extended period of time away from the gym, if you do some body weight movement, I know it's not a lot of resistance, but just some body weight movement is going to minimize that muscle loss and help you maintain a ton. So your movement still does matter. So even if you can't do your normal, maybe more intense strength weightlifting workouts in the gym on a consistent basis, that's okay. Still do something. Do something, even if it's just body weight movement. That in and of itself will help you out a ton when it comes to preserving muscle and maintaining muscle that you've built up to this point. So those are the three factors that kind of really, change how fast or how slow you're going to lose muscle there. So again, make sure your protein intake is adequate during this time if you're not lifting consistently. Do some form of activity, even if it seems, mundane and light and not that much resistance. Do something. Body weight movements and bands, those can be a complete game changer when it comes to preserving that muscle. And then also remember that if you've been training for a long time, it's going to come off a lot slower. And the last thing that I will say is your body is really good at remembering how to do things. There is definitely such a thing as muscle memory. When it comes to the muscle, like building muscle and your muscle cells growing, and when it also comes to strength, all right? Your body is really good at it. So if it has an extended period of time away, it is going to bounce back so freaking fast. You really don't have any idea how fast it's going to bounce back. So don't fret. Don't worry. In fact, you know what? Time away from the gym might be what your body needs. Maybe you just need some time off to recover, recuperate, do some more mobility stuff, get some walking in, take some stress away from your joints so you can bounce back and be even stronger and perform even better when you get back into it. So don't fret. Keep your protein adequate. Make sure you're getting the nutrients that your body needs to feel well and move well and have optimal health. And then, do some form of activity if you want to, if you can. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to this episode. Hope it helped in some way. If you know somebody that could benefit from this episode, spread the love, share it with them. Let them know that this is where they can go to get all of their health, fitness, and nutrition questions answered.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it is over already. Hey, thank you guys so much for listening to the Poecast. Hey, listen in. If you have a health and fitness goal that you are trying to reach, I don't know what else to say other than to say it must be a match made in heaven. If you didn't know already, Pullman Fitness exists to transform the body, mind, and spirit through personal coaching and sustainable fitness plans for any stage of life. So, if you want to reach your goals, build sustainability, and enjoy life all at the same time, you guys got to check out Premier Coaching at Pullman Fitness. From custom tailored programming to 24/7 access to your personal coach, you'll have everything that you need to succeed. You guys can find out a lot more about Premier Coaching as well as our membership program at pullmanfitness.com. Hey, if you enjoyed the show, share the love by leaving a 5-star review and introducing the Poecast to your friends and family. As always, thank you so much for listening, and until next time, this is the Poecast.